Who are held in women's prisons are being bullied, sexually abused and lured into drug taking. The Howard League, a penal reform group, says its findings mean the jailing of young female offenders should stop. It wants them treated like damaged children, not hardened criminals. Our Home Affairs editor Jennifer Nadel reports.
Locking up girls as young as 15 in prisons like this could, today's report says, be breaching the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child. There are no separate institutions for young female offenders in Britain, and the Howard League warns that many of them need psychiatric help, not a brutalising regime.
What we found were that these teenagers were being held in cells just like those that the adults were held in. There was an environment where bullying was endemic, where hard drugs like heroin and crack were widely available, and where women were often self-mutilating and attempting suicide.
Governors admit it can be damaging to mix older and younger offenders, but say it's not inevitably bad.
Indeed, it would be foolish to say that there wasn't opportunities for inmates to learn to be more criminal, if you like, but equally I must say that there are opportunities for them not to.
Today's report says secure local authority accommodation should be used instead of jail, but the government says there can be some advantages to having older women present.
Occasionally, when people are held simply with their own age group, bullying can occur, and sometimes the presence of older people can actually help. This was certainly one of the findings of the Chief Inspector when he was looking at this issue.
Although the number of girls being jailed has trebled since 1992, there are still less than 100 in jail at any one time. Privately, prison service officials acknowledge that there are genuine concerns about the detention of girls in adult institutions. But they say there's little they can do while judges continue to sentence girls to imprisonment. Jennifer Nadel, ITN, at Prison Service Headquarters.
Now details of a shocking report on child abuse, not in the home but in hospital. Secret filming at two hospitals in Staffordshire and in London caught 33 parents torturing and violently attacking their children while they were being treated for serious illnesses. They've all now been charged, but according to doctors, it shows that the problem of parents abusing their children is far bigger than previously thought. John Draper reports.
The secret videotaping carried out at the Royal Brompton Hospital in London revealed parents violently assaulting and attempting to smother their children while they were receiving treatment. Covert recording at the North Staffordshire Hospital uncovered similar abuse. The doctors used hidden cameras in baby units to record what happened when staff weren't present. When the tapes were played back, the degree of violence by some parents horrified medical teams.
An appalling catalogue of abuse, both physical and emotional. In 30 cases, there is intentional suffocation of the child. One mother broke the baby's arm, and there were 2 cases of poisoning. Along with this, there was almost continuous, in some cases, emotional abuse and less serious physical abuse.
Doctors today published a report into the surveillance methods. 33 parents were charged with abuse at the two hospitals. None of the toddlers died, but it's been discovered that other children in the same families have died.
These parents were already under suspicion, and I think it's important so that people don't feel scared that they're going to be video surveyed all the time. But we're talking about children, and we're talking about safety, and we're talking about health, and we're talking about well-being. And there, I think we must take no risks.
The Department of Health defended secret videotaping, saying it could take place only with the agreement of police, health and social services professionals. John Draper, ITN.
Well, I'm joined now by one of the report's authors, Dr. Martin Samuels, a consultant paediatrician at North Staffordshire Hospital. Dr. Samuels, were you shocked by the level of abuse that is far too often? Then you'll be pleased to hear that a group of computer experts have come up with a solution. They've developed a virtual record store which allows you to create your own CDs without even having to leave your home. Caroline Kerr has today's lunchtime report.
This residential street in North London might not look like the kind of place where revolutions are made. But here at number 35, they claim that what they're doing is going to rock the music industry to its foundations. It's the headquarters of Cerberus, a company of young computer boffins who've been secretly plotting the death of the traditional album. Their idea is to store thousands of songs on computer and allow people to select the tracks they want, and then make up a CD of their own compilation.
I think for the consumer, if you live out of a major city, for the first time you're going to have access to a huge choice of music, far greater than your local record shop could possibly hold. And additionally, for the consumer, you're going to get better value for money because you're going to be able to pick and choose exactly which songs you buy. So instead of having a CD with just a couple of songs on it that you like and 8 songs that you don't like, for the first time you'll be able to just buy the songs you want.
The first VRS, or virtual record store, is due to open in 6 weeks' time. Eventually they'll be found in all cyber cafes, sandwich bars which offer access to the internet, along with a cappuccino. The first thing you need is one of these. It's a virtual record token, which you pay for in advance. It gives you access to the catalogue of tracks available, and then you're ready to make your selection. Most of the songs you can get at the moment are dance tracks produced by independent record labels. If rave isn't to your taste, there are a limited number of other options, including some you might not expect on the internet. Each track costs the customer 60p, and unlike other music which can be accessed through the internet, royalties will be paid to the performers and copyright owners. Once you've made your selection, you type in the number here at the back of your card, and then you record your CD. It should be ready in about 12 minutes. What you won't get are the big names. The major record companies haven't signed up, but they say it's not a threat and it could be an opportunity.
This is not the end of the record industry. It's only one of several markets and media where music can be made available. In many ways, we find the concept of having our music available on the website in its entirety quite an attractive exploitation.
But for generations, people have enjoyed buying their albums in record shops, and they might not be ready to give that up.
People end up never leaving their houses and just sort of, you know, turning into zombies in front of computers.
I would miss it terribly, I must confess. I think, yeah, there's something about a record shop, just browsing about it. It's not quite the same as downloading it.
The technology's there. What's not clear is whether there's any demand to use it. Caroline Kerr, ITN, Central London.
Motor racing, Formula One's new world champion Jacques Villeneuve celebrated his triumph today and shrugged off his dramatic clash with Michael Schumacher in yesterday's deciding race in Spain. The two drivers collided as Villeneuve overtook Schumacher on the inside. The German spun off, but Villeneuve was able to continue and take the championship. Cockpit video appears to show Schumacher deliberately steering into his opponent. Well, a short while ago, I spoke to Jacques Villeneuve and asked him about the incident.
Well, my thoughts on yesterday's incident haven't really changed. It was pretty clear on the TV. The overtaking went really well. Didn't slide in like a wheel, and then once I was on the inside of the corner and Michael saw me there, his instinct took over. But the good thing is he destroyed his own chance by destroying his own car and not damaging mine enough.
But you're clear that he was deliberately steering into you then?
Well, it was pretty clear on the TV, yes.
It could have been quite a serious accident. You seem to be making light of it, but it could have been nasty. Incidents can always be nasty, mostly if you end up banging wheels. So it's a good thing he missed my wheel and just, you know, hit the side of the car. But it's not the first time he's done something like this, is it? I mean, doesn't it make you cross?
I was expecting it because it happened in the past. And yesterday just proved what happened in the past.
New Formula One champion Jacques Villeneuve. Now the main headline again, the Chancellor Gordon Brown will this afternoon set out